Hello everyone, Michael here, November 8033 Fox, on the ground here at 51 Alpha Romeo at Birds Adventure Center, sitting right in the middle of the 2023 ArkanSTOL course. We're going to take a few moments to go over some of the new markings and rules and scoring, along with some of the penalties, and do a quick course walkthrough. Your scoring this year, which varies from previous years, is that your score now is going to consist of your time measured in seconds, your landing distance measured in feet and inches, and any penalties assessed, with the lowest score winning. You'll see that our Mala M7T is parked here at the start line, but you'll notice there is no scratch line. The scratch line has been eliminated this year. You'll also notice new poles and hash marks. These poles and hash marks are spaced every 10 feet. Your red and white poles are 10 feet, and your hash marks are marking every 50 feet. We're going to use this information to judge landing distance when we come back in to land. So from the start line, what you'll want to do is go ahead and depart. You're going to fly east. And some landmarks, some reference points. You'll see this windsock here and some cones along the runway there. You'll want to start cutting power back right about then. No matter what you do, however, don't fly over that red house directly in front. Please steer clear of that red house. But you've departed river. Your immediate landing is going to be right here at Traveler. You need to touch down within this 200-foot marker zone. You don't have to come to a complete stop, but you do need to land within the 200-foot zone. Bear in mind, you do have about 700-800 feet of runway should you need it. You will be assessed a 10-point penalty if you land short or long of the 10-foot or of the 200-foot landing zone on Traveler. Upon departing Traveler, you need to be wheels up. Your mains need to be up by the end of the 200-foot zone. So we've departed Traveler. We're going to fly back over River Strip. Once you pass your pylons here on a river, you might want to start thinking about a right-hand turn to get lined up with driftwood. You've got some reference points for driftwood. This tree here. This cabin here. Imagine a straight line across those. That tree back there, that's your hard deck. You don't want to be below that tree whatsoever. You do need to be above the pylons. If you bust the pylons on driftwood here, you're being assessed a 10-point penalty. By busting the pylons, if any part of your aircraft is lower than the imaginary line drawn between the top of them, that is a 10-point penalty assessed. It's 240 feet between the pylons and the threshold of driftwood. You have 20 feet of runway width to work with, about 600 feet length. You don't have to come to a complete stop. Upon successful landing and turnaround on driftwood, go ahead and depart, and you'll want to clear these pylons. You'll want to be higher than that imaginary line. If any part of your airplane flies below that line, that's a 10-point penalty. Here's our cabin. Here's our hard deck. And we're making our way back over the river strip. We're going to want to start thinking about how you're going to configure yourself for landing. You need to be higher than these 25-foot pylons. A bust on these pylons is an automatic disqualification. You need to be higher than those 25-foot pylons. Come in and land as short and safe as possible. Your distance is measured from the base of the northern pylon Okay, each pole is 10 feet, and each hash mark is 50 feet. In the real world, there is a different type of measuring and scoring system, but for simulator purposes across MSFS and X-Plane, this is what we are using to measure that landing distance. Your landing distance is measured to the most forward point of the gear. So if you were to come in and you've landed at an angle, your most forward gear would be the measurement point. There are some other ways to get disqualified from the ArkanSTOL course. Erratic or unsafe flying is a surefire way to get disqualified. Another way would be to leave the mode area of any runway during a landing or takeoff. If you're taxiing at a safe speed and you're doing a turnaround, it's okay to leave the mode area. But if you're coming in for a landing, or if you accidentally sidestep during a takeoff and you leave that mode area, that is grounds for disqualification. You don't have to be the fastest airplane to win the course. You don't have to have the fastest time. With the new scoring logarithm, with the penalties that can be assessed and the landing distance measurements, a quicker time may have a longer landing distance, so it is quite possible that a slower run might win the actual course. So there it is. There's ArkanSTOL 2023 course. While you are here at Birds Adventure Center, I do highly recommend that you head over and rent yourself a canoe. Canoes are available for rent right there at the campground. Grab yourself a bite to eat at the restaurant near the restaurant strip there. And if you're keen for a cemetery walk, feel free to check out Bird Cemetery. And there it is, Birds Adventure Center. I did take the liberty of go ahead and modeling the neighbor's farm. So we've got some nice hay bales over here. The scenery pack is compatible with Auto Ortho, Ortho 4 XP, and default X-Plane 12 mesh. Auto Ortho, as well as Ortho 4 XP, will bring the Mulberry River to life. The OSM data should be updated, so any Ortho should bring that water to life in X-Plane 12. The other thing I will recommend is that you have your vegetation slider turned all the way up, and then you get the minute details with the individual trees. Again, welcome to ArkanSTOL 2023. How fast can you go slow?